Following the poor performance of Chloe Bailey's debut solo album, many online users are pointing the finger at Beyoncé. Since Chloe is signed to Beyoncé's Parkwood Entertainment, there's the belief that Beyoncé should have and could have done more to help her artist succeed.
One fan wrote, "Nah, Beyoncé could have at least posted Chloe Bailey album on her story. I mean, ain't that her artist?"
In looking deeper into Parkwood, Chloe's success, or lack thereof, isn't the label's first flop. Pretty hurts, and so does the truth. But before we get into it, don't forget to grab something to eat at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of barbecue bacon jerky, green apple licorice, and gummy sour bears. Beyoncé launched Parkwood Entertainment in 2008 as a production company for films and videos. The company teamed up with Sony Music and TriStar Pictures to produce the 2008 film Cadillac Records, with Beyoncé playing the lead role of Etta James. While Beyoncé took home a Grammy for her rendition of Etta's song At Last, the film as a whole underperformed at the box office. BoxOfficeMojo.com states the movie had a $12 million budget and only brought in a little under $9 million in revenue worldwide. That's a loss of $3 million. Dang, dog. The following year, Parkwood tried to produce yet another film, Obsessed, starring Beyoncé and Idris Elba. This time, Parkwood hit a grand slam, and the film made over $70 million worldwide with just a $20 million budget. Unfortunately, the reviews were terrible. And a writer for TheRinger.com went as far as to describe Beyoncé as being a bad actress. Ouch. From there, Parkwood decided to expand its reach by becoming a management company and an imprint record label underneath Columbia Records. Beyoncé brought on a team of assistants, executives, visual directors, creative directors, a general manager, a brand manager, and digital media experts to help her redefine her place in pop culture. After Beyoncé fired her dad in 2011 following allegations that he was stealing money from her, she managed herself through Parkwood and began releasing her studio albums and TV specials through the label. During a New York event, Beyoncé said, "When I decided to manage myself, it was important that I didn't go to some big management company. I felt like I wanted to follow the footsteps of Madonna and be a powerhouse and have my own empire." The music industry has a reputation for exploiting Black artists and ripping them off through shady contracts and legal loopholes. Through Parkwood, Beyoncé had the opportunity to give her artists a fair shot, along with acting as a mentor, providing them with guidance and the freedom to explore their talents. So she added a record label to the company in 2015 and added 3 acts to the roster. First up was rapper Ingrid Burley. Ingrid grew up in the same neighborhood as Beyoncé, although she was much closer to Solange during their childhood years. Ingrid's mom was also friends with Beyoncé's mom, Tina Knowles. Ingrid's mom passed away when she was 6, and she was raised by her dad, her grandmother, and her mom's best friend. She joined a girl group, and at the age of 11, Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, began managing them. He taught her how to perform, how to articulate, and how to properly hold the microphone. She added, "He's the person that made me question every last thing that I put down on the record before I let anybody hear it, because the number one thing that he wants you to be is the best version of yourself." In 2010, she left Texas behind and moved to Brooklyn to push her career to the next level. With only $5,000 to her name, she ran out of money after 3 months. So she started selling artwork, all while pursuing a music career under the rap moniker IB3. She opened up for Drake and J. Cole before she received an invite in August 2012 to write for Beyoncé's self-titled 5th studio album. Ingrid jetted off to the Hamptons to attend Beyoncé's writing camp. For those of you who are unaware, the camps usually take place in a spacious destination that has a lot of separate rooms where writers can be divided into smaller groups and bounce song ideas and lyrics off of each other. The camp usually lasts a few days, a week, or even longer in some cases. At the time of the 2012 writing camp, Parkwood wasn't ready to sign a new artist. However, Beyoncé's assistant told Ingrid that everyone was loving the songs she was writing. Ingrid says she worked with Beyoncé almost every day. Beyoncé would give her tons of feedback, and she had to rewrite and re-demo a batch of 30 songs up to 15 times each. According to Ingrid's appearance on Genius's YouTube channel, the following year she got in contact with 2 label execs at Parkwood and discussed submitting some more music to Beyoncé. Ingrid said she was told that Beyoncé wasn't listening to any new music at the time. And then, 4 days later, Ingrid was invited to another one of Beyoncé's writing camps. This time, it took place in Los Angeles. While at the camp, Ingrid overheard the same label execs reading Beyoncé's notes about another Parkwood artist's music. In other words, Ingrid found out the execs had lied about Beyoncé not listening to any new music. In an act of frustration, Ingrid decided to unload the clip on Parkwood Entertainment in a song. As the beat played, Ingrid couldn't get it out of her head that they blatantly lied to her. So she started writing the lyrics. 10 times out of 9, I know you're lying, but 9 times out of 10, I know you're trying. So I'm trying to be fair, and you're trying to be there and to care. Of course, these are the lyrics to Love Drought, which was featured on Beyoncé's 2016 album, Lemonade. Ingrid co-wrote the song with Mike Dean, the multi-talented musician who played in Selena's band. No, not that Selena. This Selena. He has also worked with Young Jeezy, UGK, Scarface, and Jay-Z. Although Ingrid and Mike wrote the bulk of the song, Beyoncé ended up on the songwriting credits for Love Drought as well, which led many people to believe she wrote the song about her marital issues. But we now know that that's not the case. Ingrid told Genius that writing the song was the ultimate act of revenge against the lying heifers at the record label. Ingrid said she kept the secret to herself.
The only way that I could really get over it was kind of like, she's gonna sing the song I wrote about her label one day,
In 2015, Beyoncé signed her to Parkwood Entertainment, along with 17-year-old Chloe Bailey and her sister, 15-year-old Halle.
17, when will it ever stop? When will I reach the end? Why?
The label also signed former The X Factor contestant, 15-year-old Sophie Beam. Because Chloe, Halle, and Sophie were minors at the time, their contracts were filed in Manhattan Supreme Court, and judges had to approve the terms. This also means their contracts were made public. According to the New York Daily News, the Bailey sisters agreed to a 6-album deal worth $1 million. Their contract also awards Beyoncé 15% of their gross earnings, according to page 6. In court documents, their father stated, "We cannot think of a better person to help guide the girls." He also added that his daughters worshipped Beyoncé. As for Sophie, Parkwood offered her a 2-year artist development deal for $560,000. According to the New York Daily News, the label didn't think Sophie was, quote, ready to begin recording music. Now, why the hell would they sign her if they didn't think she was ready to record music? Was Parkwood just trying to gain control over her and shelve her before another label could snatch her up? Well, Sophie explained the label's reasoning during an interview with Untitled magazine. According to Sophie, Beyoncé told her that embarking on a singing career is a very lonely journey. Beyoncé had her group mates in Destiny's Child to lean on when she was growing up. Chloe and Halle had each other, and Beyoncé wanted Sophie to have someone by her side as well. Sophie said that when she first signed to Parkwood, Beyoncé wanted her to be a part of a girl band so she wouldn't have to do interviews and perform by herself. However, after getting started with formulating her sound and image, they discovered that Sophie was a great dancer. And since dancing was going to become such a big part of her shows, putting her in a girl band didn't make a lot of sense. So they agreed to allow her to perform as a solo act. The 3 new additions to Parkwood thought their lives were going to change forever. They were going to be guided and mentored by Beyoncé, and through her connections, they would be able to make a beeline to the top of the charts, right? Beyoncé has a career of her own, so of course, she couldn't be available to them 24/7. When asked how much they were able to interact with her, Sophie told Untitled magazine that when Beyoncé was on tour, they would send her music, and Beyoncé would send them some notes with feedback. Eventually, there would be a sit-down meeting, presumably with someone from Parkwood, to go over the notes. The ladies were also invited to make cameos in Beyoncé's 2016 Lemonade visual album. Sophie was placed right into development, writing songs, doing performance training, and media training. She told the Pop Break website, "I really got to figure out who I am as an artist. I wasn't just thrown out there," which is really nice. She dropped her debut self-titled EP in March 2016, which featured Fetty Wap on one of the tracks. Keep in mind, this was a year after Fetty dropped the songs Trap Queen and My Way. So yeah, he was one of the hottest rappers in the game. Sophie opened up for Charlie Puth in the spring of 2016, and Beyoncé and Jay-Z attended the show in Los Angeles. Sophie said right after the show, Beyoncé sent her some more notes about her performance. Is our girl Beyoncé managing artists, or is she looking for a pen pal? Sophie told the Pop Break website that she loved being on tour, but it was a very gritty lifestyle. She and her mom traveled to the tour dates in a van. Her mom slept on the floor, and Sophie slept on the seats. After the shows were over, they'd hit up a McDonald's for dinner. Sophie told Entertainment Weekly she was working on her full-length studio album, and Beyoncé was reportedly very involved with the whole process. When asked for the release date of her album, Sophie said she had no idea. After her contract with Parkwood expired, it wasn't renewed. Sophie's studio album was never released, and just like that, it was all over. Last we heard, she was a student at USC's Thornton School of Music. Our nosy selves tried to add her on Instagram so we could see what else she's been up to, but unfortunately, she didn't approve RRG's follow request. Now back to Ingrid. She also released an EP called Trill Feels in 2016, and as of this video, she has yet to release a full-length studio album on Parkwood. During a 2021 interview with Ms. Blue radio show, Ingrid said she was still signed to the label, but she couldn't release any music until the label gave her permission. As of 2023, it appears that she's working as a DJ at a Houston bar and grill. And that brings us to Chloe and Halle. Based on the way their label mates' careers panned out, it's safe to say that they're the most successful artists on Parkwood, aside from the Carters, which is comprised of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Chloe and Halle have released 2 albums, 2018's The Kids Are Alright and 2020's Ungodly Hour. Ungodly Hour debuted with the biggest first-week sales of their career, and it landed at number 16 on the Billboard 200 with 24,000 units sold. They've been nominated for 4 Grammy Awards and have taken home a Billboard Music Award and 2 NAACP Image Awards. The sisters have pursued acting opportunities as well, and while Halle was filming The Little Mermaid overseas, Chloe put the finishing touches on her solo project titled In Pieces. Chloe told ET Online that Beyoncé listened to the album and did what she always does. She sent Chloe a bunch of notes before the project was released. While Chloe was proud of the project, she soon discovered that the majority of the 6 million people on her Instagram account that tune in to see her bust it wide open weren't going to support her new album. In Pieces debuted at number 119 on the Billboard charts, selling only 10,000 copies in its first week. Many of Chloe's fans blamed Beyoncé for not promoting the album on social media. Some online users even begged Chloe to leave the label and sign with another company that would give her the support that she needs. So what do people really expect Beyoncé to do in this situation? We think we have an idea. Let's check out Yo Gotti's Instagram, for example. With over 6 million followers, Yo Gotti's social media profile is leveraged to not only bring attention to his own music and his relationship with Angela Simmons, but he also uses his page to promote the artists on his CMG record label, which he founded in 2012. Now, let's take a look at some of his most recent Instagram posts. Here he is promoting his new artist, Lil Papa. Here he is promoting Glorilla's appearance on Wild 'N Out. Here he is promoting ESTG's music video, and here he goes promoting a song by Mozzie. If we scroll even further, you'll see he has posts dedicated to Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngsta, but you get the picture. Yo Gotti also accompanies his artists to interviews and is present at many of their performances. In an interview with Billboard, he talked about being an artist and a record label exec at the same time. He said, "When my guys dropping, I'm playing all positions. I'm playing marketing, I'm playing promotion, I'm playing executive, I'm playing street team. I'm flying out, I'm landing with you. We going to the club, I'm playing security." Now, let's take a look at Beyoncé's Instagram. There's a picture of Beyoncé. There she is again. Oh, and there she is again. There she is with the fam. There she is with her hubby. There she is again, and, well, you get the point. With over 300 million Instagram followers, Beyoncé could surely use her page to promote her own artists, right? One little post wouldn't hurt. In fact, it probably would have helped Sophie and Ingrid a ton. It has been almost 10 years since Beyoncé signed her first act to Parkwood. Perhaps we need to be patient and give her time to find her groove as it pertains to being a successful label owner. Or maybe this just isn't the right avenue for her. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below. And thanks for watching RRG.